Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.
It's time to get educated on your Second Amendment right. It's time to get locked and loaded with Gun Sports Radio. Your hosts, Dave Stahl and Lance Pelkey, will teach you everything there is to know about firearms, self-defense, and the laws that affect your American right to own and bear arms. Now, here's your host, Dave Stahl and Lance Pelkey.
All right, folks, welcome. You are listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on FM 96.1, AM 1170, The Answer. This segment's brought to you by the Gun Range San Diego. If you've never been to a gun range, that's the place you need to be. They love first-time shooters. They'll take care of you like you're related. Now, if you're a big-time shooter like Dramisi, been shooting forever, you know, you want to be treated as such. Well, guess what? They can do that as well. They are a great family-owned and operated gun range, 7 days a week, 10 to 10. I like to say it's kind of like a Nordstrom's gun range, just not the price. They have a rental fleet that would knock your socks off. They're constantly rotating the rental fleet, bringing in different types of weapons for you to try out, because you got to try it out before you buy it, you know, and that'd be like buying a car and never sitting in the driver's seat. You know, you got to get out there. You got to check it out. They have amazing range safety folks that'll keep you safe, your folks around you safe, and maybe you want to do a morale builder for your business. Hey, take the whole family down to, or the whole company down there. They'll be more than happy to accommodate you. Just go to the Gun Range San Diego, the Gun Range San Diego. Everything is there. Make your appointments. And when you go down there, go up and just thank them for supporting Gun Sports Radio, because without us, there's nothing. Lance, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, man, and we're happy to have the legendary Joe Dramisi in the house today.
I was
Uncle
impressed.
Joe.
Yeah, who's happy to be here.
He even figured out how to come in. He even figured out how to come in without security. That was the best part.
Yeah, that's how good he is. And so anyway, he's our board member, San Diego County Gun Owners, and we have the Gun Prom coming up next weekend on Saturday. It's huge, sold out event. I think he's close to having. So if you haven't signed up, well, anyway, we look forward to seeing everybody there. It's going to be a blast.
Next Saturday night, huh?
It's coming up, man. Yeah, it's coming up, and so that's what I guess Mike's in the throes of still getting all the preparations done, so he's missing the show today.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. So who you got calling in?
This is huge. So everybody was talking about President Trump being at the NRA convention in beautiful Indianapolis, and our favorite person, Gina Roberts.
Our Cub reporter?
Our reporter was there, and she's there now, and she's happy enough to take a few minutes of her time to call into the show and give us her report and what's been happening over there. Gina, how are we looking?
Howdy. Hi, guys. How you doing?
We're looking like you're having a great time over there, seeing all your friends. I see you on Facebook and Instagram. If you haven't followed Gina Roberts, please do. So, wow.
Hang on, let me do one thing really fast.
What?
Hang on, I'm walking up to Chris Cox. Say hi to San Diego Gun Sports Radio.
Hey, everybody. We're here in Indianapolis having a good time. Everybody doing okay out there?
Oh, that's fabulous. Hey, Chris, man, thanks for coming on. We're doing fabulous. How about you guys, man? That's a big event.
You know, we had a great event. We had a great event on Friday with the president and the vice president. We had a great members meeting. I was able to go on the floor and see thousands of people who are getting together celebrating the oldest civil rights organization on the face of the planet. So it was a fun one.
And you've got one of the best presidents on the planet, especially during that speech. Were you there?
I was there. I had the honor of opening for the president and introducing the president. And
wow.
You know, those are always special. They're always special moments to stand in front of a room full of patriots and celebrate freedom. It was a big family reunion, and to have the president and the vice president and the other speakers there, Candace Owens and others, it was a fantastic day.
And
hey, Chris, so let me ask you this. Is he bigger than life in person?
You know, what you see is what you get. He doesn't apologize. He doesn't really give a damn what anybody says. He's going to do what he thinks is right. And for law-abiding gun owners in this country, it's been a pretty amazing thing to watch. I somewhat joked in my introduction that, you know, who would have thunk the most pro-gun pro Second Amendment president in American history who came from a tower in New York City and not somewhere else. But we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll continue to advance freedom forward and for everybody, and it's been a great one.
And there were a lot of great moments during that speech, but how about when he signs off on the treaty?
You know what? That's something that this idea is so offensive to gun owners in this country that the United Nations would suggest that we're guilty of human rights violations in the United States. Again, these bastions of freedom and equality like Cuba and Iran are going to somehow tell the citizens of this country that if we don't adopt international gun control, that somehow we're guilty of human rights violations. It's so offensive. It's such an outrage. Yeah. And for the president to announce that trade treaty, which, as you know, once they're signed, they don't have to be ratified. They will float around out there forever until there is an anti-gun president, there is an anti-gun Senate to put them into effect. So the fact that he made that effort and that commitment meant that freedom in this country got a little bit stronger. It truly was a historic moment. And to be there on stage with the president, to be there and to talk with him about it afterwards was, one of the most exciting moments in my NRA career for sure.
Was that expected? I mean, that was a surprise, I think, wasn't it?
It was a surprise. It's obviously an issue that the National Rifle Association has been working on for years, but it was a great surprise and a great moment, and there was a lot of cheering going on in that crowd, I can assure you.
Well,
the energy, what you couldn't see on TV is just the goosebumps that were going on and the fist pumps. It was a great moment. Yeah,
it had to be. And your intro was fabulous, by the way. That was fabulous. Thanks.
All right.
Terrific.
Well, guys, I'd love to come back on. I'm getting pulled in a different direction, but I appreciate everything you're doing. Hope to talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks for your drive-by on us.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, Gina.
Okay, well, Gina's back.
That's terrific, Gina. Thank you very much. What else is happening? That's huge.
Well, well, right now we're at the president's reception of the NRA.
Wow.
Ooh, Ted Nugent's here. I'm going to go have to bother him. And, so it was just an absolutely fantastic show. I was involved in a bunch of really, really good meetings, had great conversations with just about everybody in the management of the NRA, including Wayne Pierre and Susan Pierre.
Wow.
Pierre. And decided I'm going to announce it on the air right now. I'm running for the board. The NRA.
All right.
I'm going to need everybody in San Diego to help me do that.
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Exactly how to do that. Yeah, I've gotten some pretty good response. I've talked to like 30 board members, and they're all pretty much excited about the whole thing.
Excellent.
And so it's absolutely wonderful reception. Finding people, that are just totally all about Second Amendment, just like San Diego County gun owners is. So the show is incredible. It's like a civilian SHOT Show, for the thing. And I had to apologize to Chris Cox because I just wanted him to say, "Hi, this is Chris Cox," and I started talking to him, and he got into it. So it was really thrilling.
That's terrific.
So,
and that was great, Gina. This is Joe here. I'm filling in for Michael on the show this week. But that was tremendous.
That Blake is out.
And he's traveling around the state again. But that was really that was great. And it looks like from the things I've been seeing online, it looks like San Diego is pretty well represented out there. I think I saw.
We've got Piper Smith this year from Armed Equality and Leah Wallace. So San Diego's in great shape. We've got a bunch of other people I've run into on the floor. Everybody that I talk to knows about San Diego County gun owners, which is really cool. And
wow.
Everybody that I've talked to, including Chris Cox and Wayne LaPierre, are thrilled with the fact that we're working in San Diego the way we are.
Okay.
And
excellent. All right. Well, are you going to be in San Diego next Sunday?
Actually, I'll be flying home next Sunday.
Okay, if you're flying
home from New Hampshire,
maybe the Sunday after you'd like, we'll have you on the show. We could talk about you're running for the board. How's that?
Oh, that sounds like an awesome idea.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you coming on. And do me a favor, go over and talk to Ted Nugent, see if you can get him on the show next time.
All right.
Hey, and I got one for you because I had done a gun show about 3 years ago. and I used to talk to Lafayette all the time. So if you get a hold of him, ask him if we'd love to have him call in on this show.
Yeah, need to get him back.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Gina.
I'll mention it to him.
Now that you have a job, get to it.
All right. Congratulations. Thanks again. That's huge.
How cool is that?
I mean, that's really big. That's really, really
All right.
big.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170. The Answer. All right, folks. Hey, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio. Did you hear that, folks? Gina is going to run for the board of NRA.
That's huge. Yeah.
I mean, that's the best news ever. Hey, by the way, let me tell you, have you been dragging your feet, making your AR rifle California legal in recognition of the new gun laws? Well, if you want your AR to have a pistol grip, telescoping stock, forward grip, and still have a detachable magazine, check out Cali Key. Whether you're buying a new AR or need to make your current AR compliant, Cali Key is cost-effective. Easy solution that will allow you to keep your AR compliant and future-proof your AR from all those nasty California gun laws. Keep your entire AR collection intact at a price you can afford. Go to CaliKey.com, KALIKEY, KALIKEY.com. Last but not least, do you or any of your family keep a taser, pepper spray, firearm, or other weapon for personal protection? Do you have or are you going to get a CCW? Well, if you're involved in an incident, what are you going to do? Who's going to pay for the lawyer fee? Who's going to get you out of jail? Guess what? We have the guy. Firearms Legal Protection. For less than $10 a month, you'll have peace of mind knowing you got a 24-hour hotline and legal representation is waiting for you and your family. Firearmslegal.com, firearmslegal.com, or 469-310-9100. That's 469-310-9100. And if you do get in trouble, you might get our next guest as your lawyer. The law firm of Gatsky, Dillon, and Balance, LLP, premium law firm when it comes to gun ownership. Go to cafirearmslaw.com, cafirearmslaw.com. You could get John Dillon, and you can even call him at 760-431-9501, 760-431-9501. Any gun question, gun concern you have, John is the man. If he doesn't have the answer, he knows where to get it. How you doing, Mr. D?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Oh, not bad. What are you doing?
Just living the dream, trying to get my work done.
Yeah, right.
That's about it. No, it's been a good weekend. Did a little bit of lawyer work, and now I'm talking guns, which I always enjoy.
Well, we're glad to have you on. What you got for us this week, my friend?
Well, yeah, I wanted to cover a few different topics, actually. So the first thing, just a reminder that, again, July 1st, 2019 is coming up, and that is going to be when the second part of the Prop 63 ammunition regulations will go into effect. Now, that is starting July 1st. You know, we're going to have to do firearm or ammunition eligibility checks or background checks to purchase ammunition. The $1 eligibility check will be conducted, and if you are in the automated firearms system, California system, from purchasing a firearm in the past, and you're approved, then you'll be able to purchase your ammunition. If not, then you'll have to pay for a $19 one-time eligibility check, in which the same thing is done, except it seems that they put you into the system in order to purchase your ammunition. So it's going to cost more to buy ammo now. You're going to have to wait around for a background check to be completed, or you can walk away with your ammo. The DOJ says this will take 60 to 90 seconds. I have very little faith in that it'll actually take that short of time. But we'll see. Right now, you're not limited to the calibers that you buy or the amount. and you can still make your own ammunition if you're a reloader. That is not doesn't fall under any of the regulations with this background check stuff. So just a quick little reminder, if you want to buy ammunition without having to go through the annoying background checks, you're going to have to buy ammunition now and not after July 1st.
Can I give you my prediction?
What's your prediction?
My prediction is this, that a lot of gun owners will keep their head in the sand like they normally do. A lot of them are not involved. And so, therefore, it's going to catch them all off guard. And then when they go to buy ammo after January 1st, they're going to freak, but the system's going to crash.
Yeah, my prediction, slightly altered, is that most people will start paying attention about 4 days before it goes into effect. There will be a massive ammunition run in the state of California, and we will suffer through ammunition shortages much like we did when it came to 22 caliber ammunition years back.
Well, we tried to tell them. Remember last year when this whole thing went down, we've been trying to warn people to stock up, be ready, for this. So for the ones who've listened, you're in great shape. Tell your friends. But there's a lot of people, again, just don't get involved. And so I agree. Yeah. It's either going to be your scenario or mine. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, neither are good.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, John, a couple of weeks ago, the DOJ proposed making some changes or something to that rule. Have you heard anything on that, or do you have any information on that?
Yeah. So they have proposed changes. I haven't had a chance to go through them thoroughly yet, but they are online. If you type in DOJ proposed changes to ammunition regulations, the important thing about that is the public comment period, because they altered their regs. The public comment period is open, and it is open till May 8th. So you can submit your public comments on the law and what you think about it and what you think of the regulations until that date. So I highly recommend, jump online, read through the regulations. They're not too long. Take you 30 minutes to get through it all. Jot down some comments and send them in. I believe there's an email address you can submit the comments, or there's a phone number, I believe, that you can also do a verbal comment. So I highly recommend you do that. My office will likely be submitting a formal comment regarding the regulations.
Yeah, all right. Well, we would like to see, copy us on it if you can. We'd like to see that. And anybody else we can get involved. I know Joe is a good writer.
Yeah, not bad.
Yes.
Hey, John, are they still...
I prefer the articles every now and then when I get the chance. They're great. I enjoy them.
Yep.
Oh, good. That's why they're out there, right? Hey, John,
of course. They're helpful.
Is DOJ are they still saying they're going to have that system up and running, computer-wise, software-wise? It's going to be ready to go on the 1st of July?
The last I heard, yeah, but,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, much like the assault weapon CFAR's website, it'll be on time, but it won't work, or it will be extraordinarily late and it won't work. And it'll continue not to work for a good period after it's up and running. So that's my prediction on that. But to jump real quick, I'm going to expand my view back to federal regulations, federal law, and even upcoming elections when it comes to candidates. This is something that I've been following very closely. Is the bump stock ban that went into effect. Our president, he decided to back a regulation change by the ATF to redefine what a bump stock is and classify it as a machine gun, or under the NFA, the National Firearms Act. And a lot of people, especially even in the gun world, didn't really throw up a big fuss about it because bump stocks were novelty items. Not that many people had them, and who you really used them anyway. They didn't have any real utility purpose to them. And back then, and I continue to say this is something that it goes well beyond just the regulation of a novelty item. This was something that we had just all of a sudden, the ATF and backed by the president, they decided to change the definition of what is a machine gun without changing the law and going through Congress. And the threat was predicted that, hey, this will be abused, whether or not you agree with this platform, the way of doing this is going to be abused. And, just recently we had one of our, hopeful Democrats, one of many that are, bidding to get in to become president here, Kamala Harris from her own state. She made the announcement that in the first 100 days, if Congress doesn't act, she has her own gun control that she will enact by herself without Congress, just through much the same measures that have been used with the bump stock ban. And this is the big threat now. We're going to have elected officials and presidents now who have precedent to just change the law as they see it, as they want, without going through Congress. And this is going to be a major threat to the Second Amendment, especially if you have someone who is, not a Second Amendment supporter in office. I think people need to look beyond the current office and see what certain trends will give us when someone who we don't like is in power.
Yeah. Wow. That's scary.
Yeah, and I think, that's even a bigger or a more dangerous threat than, just specifically to gun rights or the Second Amendment, John, because what's going to happen with that kind of stuff is you're going to see states starting to resist that, and you're already seeing that with some of the red flag laws. A lot. They said over half of the sheriffs in over half of the counties in Colorado have said that they're not going to enforce that. And I think if you get something radical like that, where a president just tries to override Congress, I think you'll see them resisting at the state level, which is I think even a much bigger problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have these checks and balances and branches of government for a reason. Everyone has their position and their role. And to try to sidestep those roles and go around Congress and not rely on Congress to make law, that's a big problem. And it goes against our constitutional republic.
It does.
It's not a good thing, and it goes so much farther beyond Second Amendment rights. I mean, we're talking, this has potential to threaten First Amendment rights, Fourth Amendment rights. If the person in power just doesn't like what Congress is doing, what's now to stop them from just, making whatever law they want? And by, setting these types of precedents, it's really dangerous territory when it comes to the struggle of power between, Democrats, Republicans, or whoever's in office. It's troubling.
No, it's scary.
Yeah. So let's all just commit to getting people in office that just want to follow the Constitution and stick with that.
What a concept.
Yeah, what a concept. We like that.
Yeah. You're really on top of it today, bud.
He's on fire.
Yeah.
I've read the Constitution. It's not too difficult to figure out.
No, it's not. It's not difficult. No, really, just read it, folks. And it's worked this long, right?
Yeah. And you can even get a little book where it has the whole Constitution right there.
Yeah.
You can keep it in your pocket.
Yeah, let's get John on the 9th. Sir, good.
We're never going to get anybody to read that. All right, John, buddy. Hey, it's always good talking to you. Hope to see you in studio one of these days.
Or at the gun prom.
I got to get myself in there.
Are you coming to the gun prom?
Of course I am. Our firm has a table, so we'll see you guys there.
All right. Well, see you with bells on.
We look forward to it, man.
All right, guys.
All right,
Saturday, John.
We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. You are listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170. The Answer. Folks, hey, welcome back. You are listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170. This is The Answer. This segment is brought to you by, no. I got to tell you, hey, let me make sure. You move my pages around.
I'll move your pages, Dave.
Yeah, you move my pages.
It's the good folks at Cali Key.
We're good now. We're good. Yeah, this is the good. Nope, this isn't Cali Key. This is Taser Pepper Spray. FirearmsLegal.com. How come? Where did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you did. You laid it on top of that one. Okay. Hey, folks, have you been dragging your feet making your AR California legal in recognition of the new gun laws? Well, the way to do it is hook up with Cali Key. They can take care of all your ARs. CaliKey.com, CaliKey.com. They are amazing, easy to install. Plus, it'll keep your ARs totally legal, and that's what we want. Hey, folks, this segment is brought to you by The Gun Range San Diego, 7853 Balboa Avenue, 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Go to The Gun Range San Diego, 7 days a week. Like I said, you can't beat it. Nordstrom's at gun ranges, except for the price. And we got our very special guests on the line. We got Casey, where he says something about size does matter. What's up with that, Casey?
Yeah, Casey, what's up with that?
How you guys doing?
We're good. We're doing good, man.
Yeah, so you want to explain that to the fans?
You know, size matters when it comes to your concealed carry, okay? Let's get that across there.
Oh, is that what you're talking about?
The size of your pistol matters.
Well, it does, because...
Yeah, we're not trying to compensate. We're just, you know, figure out what works good for you.
Some are, but we're not.
Right? To each their own.
Yeah, to each his own.
Yeah, when it comes to, you know, we're going to talk about some CCW stuff today. I ain't going to talk about holsters or anything. I'm just going to talk about options for firearm-wise. And a lot of it can be dictated, honestly, by your body type and your body composition. I know me, I'm a little bit bigger, so appendix carry ain't really the most comfortable thing out there. But me also being bigger, I can carry a little bit bigger of a firearm without it being printing. Now, the opposite spectrum of that is one of our guys here, Kevin. He appendix carries a full-size C SPO1. And it's the funniest thing, because you're just sitting there chilling, and then he's like, yeah. It's like, where do you hide that? But you can't even see it. You know, so it comes down to, you know, subcompact versus compact versus full size. And by full size, I'm talking, I know people carry 1911s, SPO1s, HKs. I carry my DP9. It really comes down to that, what you're carrying for that time. So on the CCW, you can have, you know, 3 firearms on there. Everybody usually has a sub, a compact, and then a full size. Right now, in the U.S., the Glock 19 is the most concealed pistol there is, mainly because it's just that good. Reliability-wise, it's not the thinnest of them, say like a NMP Shield, which is very, very thin and streamlined, or a Glock 43, the new 43X. Me personally, I like the 48, but, you know, here in the great state of California, it's so much fun trying to get a hold of one of those.
Joe was smiling about when you said 19.
Yeah, because I started out with the 26 for concealability and bumped up to the 19, and I've gotten to the point now where the 19 is extremely comfortable, and now with a standard capacity magazine in it, it works out really well. And I'm kind of a bigger guy too, right? Would that be accurate? You think?
I don't think you can carry a concealed carry a AK-47, but
I can handle the 19.
Would be good, yeah.
And it's actually nice because it feels, I shoot both of them about the same. But the 19 just feels better, and it's really comfortable, and it's very concealable.
Yeah, but the 26 is probably one of the first subcompacts out there that a lot of people use for concealed carry.
Yeah.
I know for, SDPD, that was like one of the only ones that they were allowed to conceal carry off-duty or on-duty, whichever. And so a lot of guys got that, and then Glock got wind of it, and that's when the 43 came out. And the 43 is great. Everybody went on the 43, and then everybody's like, wow. Everybody wants a slim 9mm subcompact gun. So then you have the P365, the SIG 938. There's a couple of them. The Springfield EMP is also a good one. They're a little more on the big side. But yeah, it really just comes down to which one's going to work for you and where you're carrying it. Some guys like doing appendix. Me, it's okay. I mean, it is quick. It is accessible. I tend to prefer the 4 o'clock position on my back right hip. And sometimes if, you're carrying your Glock 19 or something bigger, you can wear it outside of the waistband holster and just wear like a little sports jacket or something. You have no idea it's there. I mean, unless you're like bending over and it's printing and stuff, but hey, that's the nature of the beast when it comes down to that. Yeah, when it comes to subcompacts, the Glock 26 was a good one. What I know a lot of people used to do too was they'd get the 27 and 40 cal. Now, me, I despise the 40 cal, but they'd get like the Storm Lake conversion barrel and have this bull barrel Glock 27.
I like that idea. We talked about that last week. That's cool.
Yeah, that was an absolute little tack driver. You know, a lot of people don't understand that you can do that with a lot of the Glocks.
I had no idea.
And I tell people almost every day in here, and they're like, "What? I don't have to shoot 40 cal?" I'm like, "No, you can upgrade into a 9mm. You know, I mean, just get used to it." But yeah, and the other thing about it comes down to your rounds. Lance, what grain are you carrying for your CCW?
You know, I need to come in and talk to you about that because I'm just carrying just some standard bullet. I need something with some punch. So,
got it. So what I found, what we've been doing, Jay is he's like our assistant GM, and he's doing a lot of basically ammo inventory. So we have about 10 different brands of 9mm hollow plates.
Oh, good.
That we've been testing out. And so we got a bunch in here, a bunch of different brands. And what I found out, and it's not necessarily found out, but through testing, is the heavier grain bullets, they have these 150 grain HFTs.
Ooh.
And I was shooting through a Glock 43, and it was the most comfortable shooting Glock 43 I've ever felt.
Really? Because I usually use a 43, so that 150 is not too hot?
No, not at all. It barely pops. It's like a Glock 19. I was very surprised because my buddy has the Car CW9, which is almost like a Glock 43, super small. And, you know, when I'm out there training, I have normal 115 grains, and those things, 115 grains coming out, they're just so snappy, you know, and they're coming out there, he's super fast and whatnot, so when you get that heavier bullet, it kind of slows it down a little bit, and it makes it extremely comfortable. So a lot of people, you know, start investing in different rounds and figure out which one's working. The smaller the guns, those heavier grain bullets, make it a lot more comfortable, and it's not going to shock your hands. And again, it's an HST, it's an excellent round. When it comes down to it, accurate rounds on target is all that you need.
Let's ask Joe
when it comes to grains.
Let's ask Joe what he's using.
Yeah, and I had the same experience with the competitive shooting. I went from the 115 grain up to the 124 for that reason, and it works great now. I'm real happy with that. I was going to ask you if you did anything with the Hornady, the critical duty, because I think that's what I switched to.
I have them in my gun. I have them in my gun right now,
and that's what I use now for my carry guns.
I'm running because we had 3 different ones. We had 124 grain plus P, 135s, and then 135 plus P. I'm just running the normal 135s.
And that's what I think I've got as well.
Okay.
Yeah, my VP9 loves them. It's working great. There was another one. God, what was it? Buffalo Bore. They had some big old ones there. Buffalo Bore just makes some absolutely outrageous heavy bullets, which is kind of funny. But what I do have is family friend gave me some of their old rounds, and they're 124 grain plus P plus 9mm rounds.
Dang.
Okay, because
they smoke.
Well, the nice thing with
their old.
Okay, I was going to say the nice thing with the Glocks is they're happy with everything, so it's hard to find one that the Glock doesn't like. But I ended up with the Hornady just because it's a law enforcement thing. I think the FBI went with that or something. So I thought, okay, if anything ever does happen, at least I've got I'm using the same stuff that they're using.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no, the critical duty, they're ones that I carry. I like them because they have the polymer tip that'll help with the contraction. So say, God forbid, I have to shoot through glass or through a door or something, it's going to control the expansion until it hits that soft tissue, and then it has that good band on. There's other ones that we had were Remington Golden Saber black belts. Those were excellent rounds, too, that were law enforcement only for a while, and then they released them to civilian use. And there's basically a steel ring around close to the base of the bullet, and what it does is it controls the expansion, so it can't fragment. It just makes it mushroom to that certain point, and then it stops the mushroom, and that's when you get a good tumble effect through. So it's not necessarily sending out shrapnel or spalling. It's just one big mushroomed round going through. So I use those in my Glock 19 for most time.
So, hey, Casey, while you're on that subject with the ammunition and the carry guns, how often do you use your carry gun, and how often do you practice with it with the carry ammunition? Because I'll shoot mine from time to time just to stay current with it, but I'll shoot my regular loads, and then maybe I'll shoot a box of the critical duties from time to time. How regularly do you do that?
I usually do it I like to cycle my rounds out probably every 2 months because I usually keep in the mag and whatnot, and that's just what I like to do. I like to have nice fresh rounds in there because if it comes down to it, I want to make sure they're not old, discolored. Some of them get mushroom from being chambered and then unchambered and rechambered and unchambered back and forth. So I'll cycle mine out roughly every 2 months. That's my persona. I know guys that do it every 3 months, some guys that have never done it. So for me, it's just an excuse to test out different rounds. So yeah, every month, every 2 months, I'll go through, check out. So there's some there's some new critical duty over here. Oh, it's 124 grain plus P. Let me try those out and see how it works. Cool thing about the critical duty plus Ps, or the critical duty, is they come in boxes of 25. So back in the day, you had your 10-round mags and whatnot. You can, test out a couple 5 rounds out of the way and then still have your 10-round mags in there. But yeah, critical duties, that's the ones that I like. A lot of our guys here like the HSTs too, which are excellent rounds. But I don't know. There's just something about the little red tip on the critical duty that just keeps me on there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you need to get down there and see Casey, Gun Range San Diego, and, for your concealed carry ammo. And Casey, by the way, rumor has it that we might be seeing you at the gun prom on Saturday.
The rumor is true. I will be there.
Fabulous.
Making a guest appearance.
Ooh, a guest appearance.
I tried to convince him. I was trying to convince him to let me wear my American flag overalls because that is my, my dress up. But I guess I'll have to put on some slacks and a nice button up.
Yeah, you can wear your overalls if you want.
Whatever you want to do.
You should. That's my occasion for my rattlesnake boots. So you should have your overalls.
There we go.
All right.
I'll put on my cowboy boots.
We'll look forward to seeing you.
Sounds like a plan. All right, folks. Hey, thanks a lot, Casey. Always appreciate it. Folks, go down and check out Casey at Gun Range San Diego, the Nordstroms of gun ranges. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got Stan the Gun Man. Just because Michael's not here, we're going to try to stump this kid right here on Gun Sports Radio. FM 96.1 AM 1170, The Answer. Folks, hey, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170. The Answer. Hey, do you or any of your family keep a taser, pepper spray, firearm, or other weapons? Well, do you have or are you going to get a CCW? Well, if you're involved in an incident, what is your plan to pay the bail and expensive lawyer costs? Talk to the good folks at Firearms Legal Protection. For less than $10 a month, you'll have peace of mind knowing a 24-hour hotline and legal representation is waiting for you and your family. That's Firearms Legal Protection at www.firearmslegal.com, firearmslegal.com, or you can call them at 844-357-9400. All right, hey, we got Stan the Gun Man. How you doing, buddy? Sam, that is. Hello? Sam, the Gunman, where are we?
Where is he?
I don't know. There he is. How you doing, Sam?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, Lance is all ready for you, man. He's got a question.
All right, Sam, you got your chocolate milk lined up in front of your San Diego County gun owner's glass.
I've got the glass. This time it's apple juice.
Apple juice, baby. You're on fire. And what time is it in beautiful Virginia, United States?
It is 7:49 out here on the East Coast.
That's fabulous, man. Well, listen, first off, I want to tell you I'm sorry that I missed you in Nevada. I know you were hanging out with Michael Schwartz, and I guess they had me on another range. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was. I had a blast, if you'll pardon the pun.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, I did the 2-day. Did you do the 4-day?
I was only there for 2 days.
Yeah, that's enough. And then what were you shooting?
I was shooting a Glock 17 Gen 3 that was a rental from there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, darn it. I had a TRP operator I brought for you, but I wasn't on the same range. Did you have something for him, Joe?
That's. I wanted to point out. Didn't you last time, Sam? You were telling us about that, and I think Michael had the small gun. So he had the big guy with the small gun, and then the smaller guy with the bigger gun. Is that what happened?
Michael had a Glock 30, which is the subcompact 45, and I had the Glock 17, which is the full-size 9mm, so that was kind of funny. He said his hands were stinging by the end of day 2. I was just fine.
Yeah, well, you would be. That's just the perfect thing to shoot. So anyway, that's cool, baby. All right, well, we'll get on with the question. And Joe and I were talking, off air about, these questions, we don't give them to you ahead of time, and we know you're quite the enthusiast, and you've learned this by just gravity over the years. So we appreciate you being on the show. So here comes the random question for the week. Are you ready?
Yep.
So this is going to be Julie in San Ysidro, California. And she writes asking, in dealing with rare pistols, what is a squeezer pistol?
Julie from San Ysidro. Good question. What is a squeezer pistol?
Yes.
I haven't really heard the term very often, but I believe it refers to pistols that have like a big trigger you squeeze with all your fingers, or some sort of squeeze cocking or squeeze safety mechanism like the HK-P7.
I'll give you a little bit more of a hint. It's also known as a Chicago Palm Protector pistol. They sometimes go by that.
Yeah. Those. Yeah, I know those.
Yep.
They were these little subcompact concealed carry pistols from the early 20th century, and they were made to, it was sort of this round disc-looking thing, and you were supposed to hold it in the palm of your hand with this little short, stubby barrel poking out from between two of your fingers, and instead of a conventional trigger, you just sort of squeezed it between your palm and fingers, and that fired off a shot, and it was hopefully mostly safe for the firearm.
Yep, that's exactly it, baby. I knew you would know it, but congratulations, that's it. And I guess they were pretty popular back then. I mean, I haven't seen anybody using them lately. I guess the Derringers and the other type of ones have taken over, right, Joe?
Well, forever. You know, if you haven't seen one of those, one of the old Steven Seagal movies shows him. He's sitting in his room cleaning one of those one night, and he's got a little display case of old antique firearms, and he pulls out exactly one of those things, and he pulls it apart, and he's cleaning the thing out, which I think that was the first time I'd ever seen one.
That's it. So that's the squeezer pistol, also known as the Chicago Palm Protector pistol. So, all right, baby, you nailed it again. We appreciate it. So until next time, same bat channel. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, and for anyone who's listening, I will be at Gun Prom. So if you've got a question, you can just come up and ask, and either I'll get it right and hopefully prove that I'm not being fed these questions in advance, or I'll get it wrong and it'll be a learning opportunity.
Oh, man, that's fabulous. That's great.
Well, I look forward to seeing you there, Sam. It'll be fun meeting you here. I'll have a question for you, I think.
I really look forward to it.
That's great. All right, brother. Thanks again. We'll see you next Saturday. Safe travels.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Well, that's a nice surprise.
Yeah. Oh, what, that he knew it? Or he's coming to the gun
I knew
prom?
he knew it, but that he's going to be a gun prom. That's really cool.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll ask him there, because if you guys don't remember, because I'm curious to see how he learned all this stuff, being his age and everything, because these are not just general questions.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these are pretty detailed questions, and he seems to know them pretty much all the time.
Amazing human. Okay, so next on the line, we try and promote different things happening around San Diego County and getting people to use their firearms and take them out and practice them and with them and use them and that kind of thing. And so you got me into going up to the Lemon Grove Rod and Gun Club and shooting the matches. Maybe you could talk about that for a second and maybe introduce our next guest.
That's right. Paul's matches at the Lemon Grove Rod and Gun Club that shoots up in Alpines where their range is. And I always get this mixed up, and I should know better by now.
It's all right.
It's because I shoot matches every Saturday, and I believe it's the first and third Saturdays I shoot at Alpine, and the second and fourth I'm at Paula, or vice versa. But Paul will straighten us out.
He'll straighten us out.
But anyway, the matches at Alpine are just a great place to start. I mean, it's really friendly people. Yep. The stages are fun. People will help you out, and it's really a good way to just get in there and get shooting. Because, one of the things, guns are a lot more fun if you actually take them out and shoot them. And these matches are a great way to do it. So we have Paul on the line?
Yeah, Paul's on the line.
So, Paul, welcome to the show. This is Joe Dramisi. So you remember me probably from the Saturdays up there.
Of course, Joe. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm doing great, actually. I don't tell you about my back. That's why I haven't been shooting the last couple of weeks. But I will be back here, and give me a few more weeks, and I will be seeing you again.
So Paul, I was pretty intrigued by your next match coming up. It's pistol and shotgun.
Yeah, this is a bit different because of club circumstances. We're limited this match to only the pit area, which is usually we have the whole range, the rifle area and the pit area, which is for handguns only. So we decided to set up 5 different challenging steel chutes and run them there. And then because it's going to be such a short match, if we just did it pistol only, we said we'll do it once at about 10 to 15 yards with pistol, and then run everybody again through at about 15 to 18 yards with a shotgun.
That's fabulous. And then, so for people who haven't done it before, as far as the pistol is concerned, we only got a couple of minutes, maybe you could talk about that, but also what kind of shotgun too? I haven't been involved in that.
Any kind of shotgun. Well,
wow.
You won't be served well if you do a side-by-side or an over and under. Okay, so any pump, any semi-automatic will work perfectly. We use 7.5 or 8 shot.
Okay, good.
7.5 or 8 light shot because you don't want to hurt yourself. No double up buck, no slugs. That's way too heavy.
Good.
All right. As far as a handgun goes, you can use revolver. You can use any semi-automatic handgun you want, except typically for 44 Magnums, we download those to 44 special levels. We create our own hand loads for that.
Okay.
Although I got to tell you, one time not too long ago, a couple of months ago, I shot my Desert Eagle 44 Magnum in one of our matches. So that was.
You're an animal.
Well, no, I just wanted to see if I could actually do it.
That's fabulous.
I finished last, but I had a blast shooting it.
Yeah, you had a blast doing it. And so how many magazines should someone bring if they bring their Glock or whatever they bring?
If you bring your standard Glock, XDS, CZ, whatever you want to bring, at least 3 magazines. At least. Yeah, 4 or more is better. Yeah. Because sometimes the stages, the normal matches, we do a forced reload. We want you to shoot several targets, reload, moving to the next station, shoot several targets, reload, moving to the next position. So so at least 3, 4 or more is better, but 3 will work.
And then this time, how much is it for a rifle and shotgun this time around?
Just $15. The normal deal. Yeah, for 2. I'm not going to make it 15 for each. That's ridiculous.
Right.
It's a short match and it's small. So I set the gate fee, and that's what it's going to be this time.
Boy, what a lot of fun! So you can get your pistol out there, your holster, whatever. If you haven't done it before, these guys are great at walking you through the steps, and then bring your shotgun too. What a great day!
Oh, I tell you, it's just we look forward to these. These are unusual matches for us.
Yeah.
But we have so much fun doing them, and like you said, there's so many good people there that we love having new shooters with us because. And I'll tell you again, like I tell you every time, when I give the safety brief for any of our matches, the first thing we say is we're here to practice safe gun handling. All important.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Where do they get a hold of you real quick as we wind up?
You can call me at 619-540-9600.
Wonderful. All right.
All right, buddy. Hey, thanks a lot. We always appreciate you calling in. Have fun and be safe, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Pleasure. Thank you.
All right, folks. Well, you listening to Gun Sports Radio.
What a show.
And we definitely want to thank all our sponsors, Gun Range San Diego, the Gun Range San Diego, San Diego County Gun Owners, CAFirearmsLaw.com, FirearmsLegal.com, and CaliKey.com. That's KALIKEY.
And CaliKey's going to also be at the gun prom.
All right, so let's stay tuned, folks. I got a great show lined up for you with Yak Radio with Dave Stahl. Don't touch that dial.
Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.